Good morning. Not so happy Monday. Starting a few minutes early because I'm already in a horrible mood, so I might as well just start. Mistakes were made. I forgot to turn my contracts back to regular sizing from when I purposely blew one of my accounts Friday or whatever day that was. Yeah, Friday for the renewal. And here we are. That's the only trade that I've taken so far. So I am annoyed to say the least. And then the worst part about it is, in the midst of me trying to figure out why I had lost so much, I missed the trade that, it wouldn't have put me back break even because I wouldn't have kept the contract sizing on. However, I wouldn't be down as much because the next trade won. So now I'm going to have to claw back out of this unnecessary hole that I've put myself in. And it's annoying because one of the accounts I just started today, so yeah, not fun, but whatever. Let's see how much of this we can claw out of today, and then I'll just have to probably use tomorrow to claw back out of the rest of it. We'll see. Not trading right now because I'm waiting for the 9 a.m. news to happen, so yeah, we'll just sit and wait, I guess. Right now my chart is frozen anyway because, oh, there we go. So yeah, mistakes have been made. But it is what it is. At least my data lag has fixed itself. It was actually pretty high most of the morning, which is what caused me to miss out on an entry earlier. I'm so annoyed with myself. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Oh my God, I'm so mad. Wait, where do I have two? I just can't believe I made such a rookie mistake. Good morning, Janelle. How are you? FOMO'd a little this morning to pass some evals. Well, honey bun, I forgot to turn my contract size back to 1 after I purposely bombed the number 17 account Friday. And in the process of that, first of all, I would have, if my very first trade would have actually gotten filled, but the data lag was so high this morning, if it would have gotten filled, I would have caught it then with a win. And right after losing that trade, I had a trade set up right after, like seconds later, but I missed it in the midst of trying to figure out how the hell am I down $520. And yeah, I mean, even if I would have caught it, I wouldn't have kept the 5 contracts on anyway. I would have downed it to 1, but it was a win, so I would have started the claw back out of the hole, but instead we're here. So annoyed is going to be my middle name today. It already was going to be because I'm not in the best of moods anyway. But yeah, I barely got sleep. I'm just, yeah. So that's why I went ahead and I put it up on the screen so that once people start coming in, they know. I'm not down because I lost a whole bunch of trades, because y'all know I don't risk a whole lot. I just risk $93 per trade. You know what I mean? So I had to make sure that I put that there so that everyone knows as they come in. But yeah, so let's see what we could do. Let's see what kind of happens from here. If I can at least end up almost break even, that would actually make me happy. I'm just so annoyed because I don't ever, usually when I'm done like full porting or whatever to fill an account, I immediately change my contract size back so that I don't make this mistake. So I don't know what was going through my head Friday, because I did not do what I normally do, but it's whatever, I guess. Alright, so at this point we're out of the high impact news. I'm just really waiting for setups to happen. I can't really take a sell until we start trading kind of like around maybe 660 or so. Not sure. Yeah, at least it's not my real money. That is for sure. It just sucks because the account that I reset on Saturday, I started to trade it today because I'm like, you know what? I literally remember that's the one that I carried the balance for through the last renewal. So I ended up having like almost 40 trading days with it. So I'm like, you know, the whole purpose of me waiting a week to start trading it was because, you know, I was failing them too fast. But obviously that's not the problem now. So I'm like, you know, let's just go ahead and start it today, even though I just renewed it on Saturday. So to start off with a $500 negative day for literally no reason, it's so annoying. Because at least if I had my contract sizing right, I would actually be break even right now. So yeah, and then the account that I started last Monday, you know, we ended last week being up almost $240. So to be down now in that count also sucks because it didn't even have to be that way at all, but but let's just see what happens. I did pretty much complete. So there was the week of April 22nd. I told you guys before I got off on Friday that I wanted to back test that week. I really only had yesterday to do it, and I was doing other stuff as well, so I wasn't able to get through all of it, but I got through Monday through Wednesday. There was just so many trades. Like Monday alone took up an entire page plus a little bit on the back page. So there was a lot of trades, which was good because it helped me get enough data to kind of like figure out how I wanted things to be with especially certain setups that I didn't have a whole lot of data for just yet. So I mean, that's a good thing, but so now my cheat sheet is pretty solidified. There's like maybe one spot that I don't know if I want to include something or not, but aside from that, I'm good for the most part. Oh yeah, Friday was crazy. When I was journaling, I forgot who I was I watching someone? I don't know if I was watching someone live or if I just ended up watching Nutty's Nutty's update video where he was showing how it pretty much all just reversed and went right back. I was like, whoa. I just can't believe I made such a rookie mistake. Like, I'm so mad at myself right now. So mad at myself. So the indicator is showing that there's 9:15 news. There's really not. Anytime there's an event where, like when you go on Forex Factory, it will say all day. It usually gives it a 9:15 time, especially for this particular news event. But I don't see any difference between, like, I don't see that I have to actually use that time. So yeah, good morning, Amelia. How are you this morning? That's the learning curve. You recognize your mistake right away. Yeah, I was like, 5:19. What the f is that? Then I immediately looked at my chart trader. I'm like, bro, I did not forget to change that back to one contract. I did not do that. Like, what? Girl, what are you doing? But that's the name of the game. The learning game. If I can at least get back to, I would like break even, but who knows how many setups I'll have today. At least if we can get to the quote unquote goal of not being down more than 250 for the day, if I can claw back half of it, I would be okay with it. At this point, I just gotta take what I can get for real, for real. But I'm still just gonna take every trade as it comes, especially now because I have such defined rules. Some of the rules that I had that were super defined didn't need to be that way, and I didn't have it like that defined, but some setups were just a little bit more defined than others. But alright, that invalidated itself. But yeah, y'all, I'm just annoyed. I was looking for the rejection there, but it didn't happen, so just waiting on this pullback. Well, technically if it goes up a little bit more. Oh, my head hurts so bad. Oh, don't stop me out. Alright, there's the first trade to try to get us back. I just really cannot believe I did that to myself. Drama on Nutty's channel, the troll Kellyanne is in there talking garbage. Oh, gracious. I'm finna go look right now. Man. Yeah, I can't do nothing right now anyway. They were ridiculous, it's no lie. I agree with Nutty saying that, you know, Apex should have enforced some of this stuff a long time ago. However, also, if you don't even know that it's going on, how can you? You know what I mean? Or you might know what's going on, but you don't have whatever's needed to be able to find it. I would kind of rather just push up another couple bars and it not force me to get into this sell, but gotta get in because that's what the strategy says to do. my feeling. Alright, I think I want to stop taking the trades when they hit this pin bar like this. It came back to my major level back here, but it touched it to the tick, and I'm starting to not like that. I don't know if it was that or just because this is the top of that change zone and the POC is below it. It's one of the two, but it's all good. I feel like it's the pin bar though. Today I'm going to go back and look at all the times where I had the pin bar and see how I want to play that. Because I feel like I just don't want to. But we'll see. So since I've, let's see, what am I, 2 and 1? Yeah, 2 and 1. All right, cool. Yeah, there's just something about this trade that I'm not the most happy about. Good morning, Granny. But I feel like it's the pin bar. Worst part about this troll, she posted on her Discord that she couldn't wait to. Yeah, I actually saw that. And people like that, it's like you do understand that that's a threat and they can go to the police about that, right? Like, stop being weird. Good morning, Trenches. How are you this morning? To catch you up, I fucked up and still had my contract sizing set to 5 from me blowing the account on Friday, and that's why I'm down as much as I am right now. I basically should be 1, 2, 3, like really 4 and 2, 3 and 2, 4 and 2. The data lag earlier was so high, I didn't get filled on one of my trades, which was pretty whack. My head hurts. I'm not in a good mood. Not because I was being my game. I worked 4 to 2 and up at 6:50. I'm super tired too. I did not get any sleep. I went to bed at probably 1:30 and was right back up at 5:30. Probably went back to sleep between 5:30 and 8 o'clock. I probably woke up at least 5 times, at least. I'm extremely tired. And I have a headache, so that doesn't help. I wanted to work out and stuff and shower, try to help myself get back to sleep, but I highly doubt I could do that. I just don't have the energy. Kind of dealt with a lot in the last 48 hours, so that doesn't really help, but have to hope that I get enough setups in the next hour and a half. But while I wait, I am going to look into this pin bar thing because I just have a feeling that when it's all said and done, I'm not going to trade them. And luckily, I write down in my journal when an entry bar is a pin bar. So I'm only looking at the ones that I know are valid entries based on my based on my more defined rules that I have now. I'm so glad that I did finish the back test though, but let me see. That's invalid. That's not even valid. That's not valid either. That also makes me wonder. Alright, let's see. Got some movement. PLC moved too far. Oh shoot. Oh, that's horrible. I'm gonna break even because the entry's way too far into that candle, even though it didn't hit my stop loss and I probably should have stayed in it, and I'm gonna be mad if it goes and takes profit. But with it hitting this the top of the zone, I feel like I would have just broken even anyway, and there it would have lost if I would have stayed in. So it would have been smart for me to break even here, trying to get back into the zone anyway, which is what I do. Didn't take that one, but I would have had to break even. The zigzag changed. Yeah, my entry was way too high up in that bar. But I wouldn't have gotten stopped out here, so that's the good thing. And I would have had time to break even no matter what. Alright, let me go back to don't really like how the orders are showing up on my charts. It's kind of making me a little uncomfortable. I'm gonna keep trading, but it's making me pretty uncomfortable though. I'm really just more annoyed with how my day just started, to be honest with you. We really couldn't push past that level, huh? Nope. I was just saying last night, I don't know if I want to keep trading this like this. It's just so annoying because I should be basically break even right now, which is so much better than what the fuck is going on. And then it stops me out basically almost to the tick. How fun. Alright, I have to turn Nutty off. I'm in such a bad mood. I don't want to hear anybody's voices. No offense to him. Alright, I literally was just saying, I was going through this last night to see if I still wanted to trade this way. Taking this sell would be pointless. It's so close to this buy rotation level that I would have to break even at. And there's the break even. Alright, I want to go back to my notes from last night real quick. There's so many variables about this one though. Like I had a line sitting there from basically that was where the middle level changed to an uptrend. So it could have just resisted kind of there. But it lost this same exact way before. Doesn't lose that much though, so I gotta kind of figure out how I want to do that. We'll see. All right, I'm just waiting on a pullback. This would be divergence after a 1 bar pullback, which I can't do, so. I'm just annoyed. Good morning, Rio. Good morning, Applejacks. How are you guys this morning? Don't mind the P&L. My actual is really break even, but I fucked up and didn't change my contract size back to 1 from me failing the account on Friday. So my first trade that lost ended up having 5 contracts on it. So I started off down 519. So me being down 539 means I should just basically be break even minus 20 bucks. Definitely not in the best mood. But we're gonna push through. Very weird space for the POC to be. Alright. We pushed up, so I guess that's a good thing. It's all good. I already was just not in a good mood anyway, and then that just kind of set it off. Technically, this is not a zone anymore. That invalidated itself. I just hope I get enough setups to be able to pull at least half of it back. Get half of the loss back. It's kind of in a squeeze area. We're either going to push up off this zone and continue the uptrend, or we're going to push through it and create the downtrend. Which the prior high is sitting right behind this major resistance level. So, and I don't know why it's not boxed on y'all's side, but whatever. Trying to get some of it back, my goodness. Maybe now that we're not in that weird area of consolidation, should be fine. I want some I got chatty co-workers I can smash. No, it's very specific people I would rather smack in this moment. I felt so good coming into this week because I did what I was supposed to do. Well, I almost completed the back test, but at least I had enough data to, like, you know, get through everything. Still trying to figure out, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins, 3 losses at this point. That's what I, well, don't stop now. It's like every time I get going, it just can't keep going. Like, what the hell? It's just a back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Wonder if the people has something to do with that. Probably. I don't know. All right. Let's see. This one should be a wick. I'm just trying to keep in my mind that what my true P&L should be so that I don't get as irritated. But the back and forth is still pretty annoying. I gotta break even because the zigzag changed. I'm just gonna push through, watch. Of course. That's something else that I'm gonna be looking into is if I know for certain with a regular divergence, the lower low, lower high, lower low, I know I need to break even with a zigzag change, I'm pretty sure. But with me kind of having the rules a little bit more specified, I might not have to anymore. I'm not really sure. I'm not quite sure just yet. Had I not manually broken even, I would have won that trade. So 8 set or 670. Just can't get going, man. The only thing I hated about that trade was being at that major resistance level. That is something that I still have to look into right now. I don't have it to where it matters, but I probably will at some point. We'll see. I don't know. Right now, I just, not to say I don't care, because I do care, but I'm just really annoyed. So what did I say? I started off down 91? No, 519. All right. So I'll be down $60. Good morning, Trader Chick. How are you? Yeah, but I've been thinking about like no divergence trades at the major resistance and support levels. I just haven't made it a thing yet, so it's kind of hard to say for sure just yet. But I'm about to write a couple things in my journal that I want to look at. And I'm sorry, y'all, my mood is not going to be high for a minute, so sorry. Not that I'm the most entertaining anyway. I'm just not a hyper person. What else do I gotta look at? Soon as somebody isn't on the Robin's leaderboard, one of your husbands will come change your mood. For not. That ain't gonna change my mood. Who's not on the leaderboard? Good morning, Sue Trades. How are you this morning? Who's supposed to be on the leaderboard and they not? I know by the time I journal all of this, it's going to be so much to learn from. Oh, that's what I need to do. Pin bars. Am I still in the trades? Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's like order submission issues right now. It's pretty fucking annoying. Well, it's been issues. So I was still in the trade. Oh, I guess maybe I wasn't. On my charts, it showed that I was still in the trade on one of the followers. So I flattened everything and it put me back into another trade. Thankfully, by the time I flattened everything again, I was up. I thought they did some change to the server or something over the weekend. What the hell was that? I'm back to basically break even. It's just like every time I win a trade, I lose a trade, and it's back and forth and back and forth. 1, 2, loss, 1, broke even, loss, win, loss, break even, loss, win. What do you want from me? Almost got me. Alright, how far are we gonna push? Oop. Y'all, the lag is insane. It's really pissing me off. I don't even know how that trade turned out. What, I lost 40 bucks? 40, 80, 90. That's so annoying, bro. Like, everything in me just wants to stop trading because I really don't get what's going on. Alright, I just had to break even there because the zigzag changed, but this trade shouldn't have even happened. But because of how bad the lag is right now, it's just, I can't even take the orders off. It's so stupid. I don't get it. I don't know if it's honestly, I feel like part of it is it's just whatever this connection with Rhythmic and Ninja is, because earlier this morning my data lag stayed at about 0.7 seconds until I don't know if it fixed by the time I got on the stream or not, but even then, like, every time I would get into a trade, the orders are not showing immediately. Like, there's just something with the data submission, and I know it's not my computer. I know it's not my internet either. I have 650 megabytes per second upload and download, so it's not my fucking internet. And I know that they claimed that there was supposed to be some huge update that Rhythmic was going to do to the server over the weekend on Sunday, but who knows if it actually happened. How much am I down? Oh my gosh. I think what annoys me the most is just knowing that even despite all of the issues, if I didn't cause the first issue myself, which was having the wrong contract size on, I would only be down like $100. That's the most annoying part about all of it. I'm curious to see how this will work out. So I had wrote a rule where I can still take this, but it only happened one time like this so far, and it worked out. Alright, well, at least I know now. So I can keep that rule. I should have just fucking chanced it anyway. Because why not? You're already down a lot. That would have been a full win too. Alright, I'm waiting for the next pullback. Could be a sign. It could. I think I'm having issues in TraderVate. System is placing wrong orders. I'm out for the day. I'm telling you, like, I don't. If you're going to be a data provider and provide data for prop firms, the least you can do, and I mean the absolute least you can do, is do routine maintenance. And I'm not talking about whatever routine shit they do on the weekends. It's not enough, obviously. You know, most companies do not do a lot of maintenance and stuff on their sim servers. They just don't. And I mean, it makes sense as to why, because, you know, if you have a personal account with NinjaTrader and something goes wrong in your sim account, you don't give a damn. You know what I mean? So it's like, I get it to a certain extent, but at the same time, like, it's just not cool. It's just not. I was initially going to get into this sale, even though we were selling at the current and prior opens. But I had to get out because the POC just got a little too low for my liking. And now those swings are equal, and I don't know. I think I gotta treat the equals as less than, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's definitely a couple things I'm gonna look into. Is this my version of tilt? No. No, I'm literally only taking valid setups. You see, I'm still looking down at my cheat sheet to make sure I'm taking valid setups and stuff. I've literally done nothing wrong today except the contract thing. But I haven't gotten into any invalid trades or setups or anything. I'm just not in a good mood, that's all. But I'm not making any mistakes or anything like that. You see how you can't even see my entry on the chart, you guys? That's a problem. It's legit a problem. But yeah, the only reason I'm still going is because, I mean, if I didn't make the mistake this morning, I would have still kept going. You know what I mean? And we got a zigzag change again. The zigzag changes on the divergence is what keeps getting me out of the trades, but they're actually working out today, and normally they don't. So that's pretty annoying, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I promise all the trades I'm taking, I'm supposed to. Now I'm gonna sit out of this one because this is the, if this rejects and goes up here, I'm gonna sit out because this is the same one I just lost earlier. I have a feeling that it's because of how it hit my middle level right here, but it might not end up reversing there anyway, so it might not even matter. Oh, it reversed there, but not the way I wanted to, so. But yeah, all the things that I'm going to look at today are like, it's nothing to actually change the actual setups in any way. It's just a matter of like little stuff like, okay, the entry bar touched the level to the tick, which is what I call a pin bar. Do I want to not take those at all? And I promised y'all yesterday, I already was thinking about that. One of the other trades that I lost, I had already put that, I had already like wrote all the instances of that down so far. And so far it was just fine. So I still took that. But it's all like little tiny stuff. The way I have my setups right now is how it's going to be. I mean, even now, I basically would just be down like about $90 or something. It's just been a lot of back and forth, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. And then, like I said, the divergence trades where the zigzags are changing has kind of fucked me over. But I'm going to go back and look though, because although that was always a thing for me, it might not need to be anymore technically. But I won't really know. I won't really know until I go back through everything today. Because it could be that, yeah, before I needed to break even when a zigzag changed, but it could be based off of the previous rules that I had for the setup. So now that I have extremely defined rules, and I wouldn't say extremely defined because they're not nearly as defined as it used to be. But now that that's a thing, I might not have to break even anymore. So I'll look and see, because I think almost every divergence trade that I took today, the zigzag changed. And every single one of them won. So yeah, even despite today being so trashy from the way I started wrong, I still feel pretty good about everything. I'm just mad that I had to start off on such a bad note for the week, you know? But yeah, the main thing for me is as long as I continue to not take invalid setups, that's all I care about. Which one of them was just not even my fault. I literally tried to click the button off, but because of how slow the data submission is on NinjaTrader right now, it still sent the order through. But it's cool. I think my system needs an update as well. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know where I put my other cheat sheet, but I definitely had to refine things. But like I said, I could still fit all of my rules on one page. Literally, there's nothing on the back. Whereas before, it was front and back, baby, okay? And it was super divine. And most of these things, honestly, I already have memorized, but I just keep looking down just to make sure. Just because, like I said before, over time of you just making changes to... Because I'm still trading literally the same setups that I started trading, late last year, I think. Well, I really started to define it, about late last year. But I started to define it more once I started trading like the more volume based in January, right? So my setups have legit not changed. It's just what defines the rules for the entry that has changed. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is like I'm still trading the regular pullbacks and the alternate pullbacks and the second alternate pullbacks and the divergence, alternate divergence, the 1 bar pullback. So the setups have not changed at all. But like I told you guys last week, at the end of last week, I feel really good about the changes. It's so much less complicated. I don't have to remember so much because my memory's already trash. And I just always felt like the way that I was trading before, there was something missing. Like, legit, I always would say, like, this is cool, but there's something missing. And I feel like what was missing was the point of control and paying attention to that versus what I was paying attention to before. Now, of course, it still needed some refinement. I can't literally, like, somebody asked me on one of my videos and said, why don't you just take every high or low? Well, what? You wouldn't do that on a time-based chart. Like, there are certain things that would prevent you from getting into certain trades, right? So, yeah, that was just a dumb thing to ask me. But, you know, so I still needed enough data for each setup, though. So the first week, I definitely didn't have enough data. And I still ended up break even all the way until Friday. And Friday is when I lost $300. Last week, I actually had a positive week. I gained over $800 total across the 3 accounts. So, and I did that with still having limited data, right? I think when I went through and I back tested just the 3 days that I traded last week because I didn't want to count the other day because no matter what, I wouldn't have traded that day anyway, you know? So I went through and I looked at that, and between just those 3 days with the minor adjustments that I made to the strategy this weekend, it would have been, I think, a profit of like $1,900 in those 3 days. So, and that's a significant difference from even the old way that I used to trade and everything. So I know I'm on the right track. It's just a matter of finishing things to be where they need to be, which everything's gonna be super minor at this point. All right, and I don't really like all right, so I'm gonna tell you why I didn't take this. If it ends up winning, that's fine, and it would have stopped me out. One thing that I have been noticing is if I'm in a trade, if I'm trying to get into a trade like this, right? And hold on, you guys. See, now I'm gonna get a pin bar again. But I wonder if this pin bar is gonna work out. I don't even know if I would have gotten filled. There would have been the fill right there. I want to see how this works out, but I'll explain why I didn't get into this one. I didn't get into this one because of the pin bar. Literally hit my minor level to the tick and came down. And there would have been a loss. Y'all be having things right in my head, I promise. I promise I do. It's just sometimes I have to see things happen, you know, a little bit more, and then I, you know, kind of know for sure. But I already have like certain ideas for different things where it's like, it's minor stuff. Okay, so the reason I didn't get into this buy, the point of control was legit sitting right on the prior close. And it's something that I've been noticing that a lot of times if it happens like that, if it hits on like legit right on a certain level, that it's not good to trade. So, and that trade would have lost. It only went 7 ticks in my direction and then it reversed. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I'm going to get into this sell. The POC is not where I want it to be right now. I'm surprised it stayed up there. The POC is literally at the very top of this candle. All right, now it moved. So yeah, it's little things like that. Hold on, let me pay attention. Let me make sure I'm gonna get into this sale. I might not. Still kind of pushing up. And then things like this where I don't, so obviously the current and prior open are support levels for me, right? The POC's right between them. So I don't really know if I want to trade, and I don't. You see that? So it's like things like that. Yeah, it's little things like that. So like even here, this divergence play, I don't really care about going back towards the sell rotation levels anymore. For divergence, it doesn't bother me, like a buy going back towards it or a sell going back to a buy rotation. It doesn't bother me anymore. The only thing with this trade that bothered me was we were rotating over the prior close, which is a resistance level for me, right? And the POC was in the wick, which is where I wanted to be for this particular setup. However, we got a resistance level here. So it's like things like that. I have to go and look and see like, okay, for here, would I need the POC to just be completely below both levels? Or do I just not take the trade at all? So it's like little things like that. I'm sounding better now. I don't know how. I still feel like crap. You might just be a plant for lunch. I'm going to be a Snorlax for lunch because I'm going to sleep, or at least I'm going to try to. I kind of rather just sleep the rest of the day away after I journal and go and look at these little tiny little things. But the one thing that I am just liking overall, and I've been saying this for the 2 weeks I've been trading it, is I'm just glad I get a lot of setups, because it's literally insanity to me to only be going for 18 ticks at a time and only get a couple of setups in a 2.5 hour time span. Like, what? I don't like that at all. Oh, my ear. But yeah, I honestly feel like if I could just look over these things, it's like probably 7 or 8 things, but it's not big things. And it'll be easy for me to find them in my, like when I go through all the data. I think once I do that, I should be really good going into tomorrow. I mean, I kind of was really good coming into today, but you know, tomato, tomato. I get excited when I talk about my strategy. That's the difference. Probably, yeah. So I feel really good about it. I do. And I'm really excited that I kind of feel like I've bent the corner. I always would tell my friends, like, I feel like I'm right there. I'm just like, I can see what's around the corner, but I'm not at the corner so I can fully see what's around the corner, you know? So now I feel like I'm there. It's just, you know, minor mistake kind of, well, no, major mistake kind of pushed me back a bit. But if I can just end the week positive, I'll be cool. I'll be cool. Hello, Premium Motivational Officiel. Good morning. No sale here because we're going back towards the prior and current opens. I gotta use. Oh yeah, that's wrong divergence. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Kind of in a weird place right now, so I can't really take any trades at the moment. Let me take these off of my charts. All right, well, looking at the 5-minute chart, I see why. That 956 was my last trade. That's crazy. 956 was my last trade, and if you look at the 5-minute chart, that's right before all the consolidation started happening. So my last trade, I think, was in this candle right here. Then we get consolidation since. Kid graduation tomorrow. I gotta go rent ears. I'm still gonna make decisions, so I ain't getting no sleep till tonight. Oh man. Well, congratulations to your baby. My cousin, her son just graduated from high school Saturday, and she had to take him straight to college yesterday to start training camp because I'm pretty sure he's going there for basketball. So she was like, why y'all didn't tell me that you don't get time with your kids? Why did I have to send my baby right after graduation? Like, dang, that's crazy, because neither of the schools that I went to did we have to report that early. Like, we might have started, you know, practicing and stuff like that maybe like a month before school started, but nothing where we were there all over the summer or anything like that. We just had summer workouts that they gave us that most people didn't do, but that was about it. Good morning, True Seeker. How are you this morning? Okay, so we finally pushed through this level. No divergent sales still. I mean, we be going back towards there, so I'm really just waiting for the first pullback to see what happens. Hopefully me making this line blue helps you guys to see where the current price is. I know it was like a really thin yellow line at first, so that's why I changed it. Yeah, I just want the pullback, really. Right now, I'm trying to figure out, after I journal my trades, if I want to immediately start looking at all this other stuff or if I want to lay down. So I have a feeling I'm not even going to be able to fall asleep anyway. My mood is bad. I have a slight headache. So I kind of just hope I can fall asleep, but even despite the lack of sleep, I probably won't be able to, which sucks. We got 40 minutes left. Hopefully I can get some decent trades in between now and then. At least a few. If I can knock $300 off of this negative balance, that would be nice. Good, can't complain. Good. I can complain, but I won't. That zigzag changed fast. This was one I was kind of questioning if I still want to take. The volume of this swing down is more than the previous swing down. We'll see if it can push through though. Maybe, maybe not. Just having a hard time. Oh, don't do the no fill. Okay. It's a little worried because something else that I've been looking at is like if we have a VWAP rotation or even a VWAP touch like that and the point of control is below it, when I'm getting into a buy, I still don't know if I'm okay with it just yet. Thankfully that one worked out, but so I'm still just a little bit iffy on that one. Uh-oh, sorry guys. I'm supposed to drag my own chart, not y'all's. So yeah, I do need to look at that too. I do know that because I didn't finish really writing my rules before, I didn't really want to go through my journal and because normally what I do as I'm refining rules and stuff, I like go through all of the trades, whether I journaled it in real time, whether it's under my didn't take or missed column, it doesn't matter, or if it's just backtest data. I will go through and I'll put red X's next to trades that are no longer valid based on the new rules. And I'll usually put the date so that I can go back in my journal to look at what date I made that change. So I kind of need to do that based off of the new rules now to see how I want that to... It'll be a lot easier for me to go through the data to look at these little things that I want to look at, because that way I'm not wasting my time looking at line items that aren't even valid anymore, if that makes sense. Yeah. And when I go through and I put a red X next to the line item at the beginning of it so I know not to pay attention, I'll also use that same red pen and I'll put a square around what variable of the trade makes it invalid so that I know in the future. All right, so we've knocked it down a little bit. Maybe we can stay on a straight and narrow. Just maybe. Alright, we got a zigzag change, so I'm not very happy about that. It's not gonna be good. That level's weak right there. And it stops me out to go exactly where I wanted it to go. Oh, that's the name of the game. Alright, this is the one I don't want to take because I lost one like this earlier. If it reverses here. Oh, well, now it's not right anymore anyway. So I'm really down like 12 bucks for the day, which I would be satisfied with. Because his parents spent over $6,000 on his prom, but he didn't have enough credits to actually receive his diploma. Spent what? Baby, that could have went towards the damn... Parents are a mess. That's a whole tuition payment. That's insane. I'm surprised he didn't know ahead of time because we, like I remember when I was in school, which was a long time ago, but we had like a project graduation, which was basically a mock graduation, before we actually had graduation. And, you know, that's where we found out where we sat and things like that. And that's where a couple of guys that I went to school with who were skating by, they were football players and thought they could skate by. That's when they found out they didn't have enough credits. They found out at the project graduation. And it was just, well, let me see, wait. No, I think project graduation is the actual event of when we do like a lock-in at school. But either way, when we did the mock graduation is when they found out they weren't graduating. And one guy, basically, he ended up only being a half a credit away. And the class that he was failing at the time, he was being a horrible student in, like, you know, class clown type shit. And so he begged the teacher, and the teacher was like, absolutely not. And I didn't blame her. You have made my school year a living hell, and you think I'm about to help you go off to school on time when you shouldn't be going off on time anyway? Tough titty. But yeah, $6,000 on a graduation is literally insane. I don't care how much money you have. That's insane. Or prom is insane. Like, y'all, I didn't even want to go to my prom. I didn't want to go. And I thought that my dad was going to take up for me and say that I didn't have to go. And he was like, no, you're going. So I had to get a dress made, which, yeah, I got one made from scratch. It's actually still in my basement. And so I'm like, all right, cool. They're forcing me to go. Well, then after that, I'm like, well, at least I'll be able to come home and relax. I did not enjoy prom at all because I'm not a partier. I don't like being around people like that. And it's just not, like, I'm not a clubber. That's not my environment. So, yeah, I come home like, all right, cool. I get to go back and do what I want to do. And he was like, no, You need to find a party or something to go to. I'm like, what? I thought you would be on my side here. So I definitely had to find a party to go to. And I couldn't come home before like a certain time. And I was like, bro, why am I being forced to do this? Yeah, not a great experience because I was forced to do shit I didn't want to. But it was cool because I just ended up going to a party thrown by one of the basketball players. And since I was a basketball player myself, of course, I was cool with all of them anyway. So it's not like I didn't know anybody. I just didn't want to go, you know? All right, that one didn't work out. What is that, 16? I forgot to change the freaking color of this thing. What a move. I don't want to take the buy there. No sell there either. I couldn't go to mine, but my kids' school just had a family prom Saturday night. I took my daughter and had a good time. Oh, that's nice. I'm pretty sure she enjoyed it. See, we didn't have like a lot of, we didn't have stuff like that at all. We didn't even have, like, you know how nowadays they do the, what, donuts with dad and stuff like that? We never had that growing up. Not that I would have really wanted mine to come, but you know, we didn't have that. And low-key, high-key, y'all, just to give y'all a little insight as to why I'm not in that great of a mood. Well, this is part of it. So my dad reached out to me 2 days ago. And if you guys ever go to my other channel, which is just my name, with my last name on it, but if you just Google my first name, you can find it, but my last name's fine. But is that right? Yeah, it is. So I have a lot of videos over there talking about, you know, the situation and my issues with him and stuff like that. And he texted me on Saturday, responding a second time to a reply that I sent him in February. So he texted me in February, and for the last few years of him not being in my life anymore, because that's what I wanted, he's been texting every holiday, every birthday, and he'll either group text me and my sister and we don't respond, or he texts us separately and we don't respond. But this particular time, I had already told my mom, like, you know, the next time he texts me, I'm going to respond with this. And I can't really say exactly what I responded with because that would be putting out certain information that should not be public knowledge. But essentially, I told him off, okay? And in part of that message, I told him, I said, you don't love me, so stop saying that, okay? Now, mind you, he's like one of those really old school parents, which is not really a problem. But, you know, I always had a rocky relationship with him. And I always was the person who tried to tell him that I wanted it to be fixed. And in his warped mind, he kept telling me there was nothing wrong with our relationship. Okay. So I don't know why he's surprised that I don't talk to him now, but that's neither here nor there. Some people are just cuckoo birds. So yeah. So he responded that I think the next day, like, oh, you know, I think about and pray for you and your sister all the time. And I do love you. Why would you say that? You know, whatever. And I ignored it because at that point I'm like, I thought that what I said to you would make you not text me ever again. But clearly any attention is better than no attention for you. So I'm going to leave it at that. So this was February 17th. He texted me and my sister May 5th. We didn't respond like we normally don't. So Saturday, he responds again to the February 17th message. And when I tell y'all the gaslighting, a mess. When I tell y'all I was in here teed up on Saturday, I had to talk to multiple of my best friends. Like, it was a lot. And it was mainly because it's like, I be over here minding my business, not bothering a soul. Why are you bothering me? You know what I'm saying? Like, just leave me alone. But yeah, I'll read you guys the message that was sent. And I'll explain why it was so irritating. He said, "Where would you think I didn't love you? Parents and children may always have their differences, but I never disowned you." And then he said something about questioning his love for me, but the way he worded it, he's not a texter and he's old, so I don't even understand what he was saying. Then it says, "I've always spoke highly of you. You certainly have your own ways, but that's your being. No slight intended. I have my ways. Is how people are made up. Love you always. Go to hell." Because this is not about me at all. And that's just the type of person that he is. He does not take accountability or responsibility for it. When I say anything. And it's like, of course you've never disowned me. I've never done anything for you to disown me. Are you retarded? Like, what are we talking about here? I don't get it. But the gaslighting part, y'all, that sent me over when I tell you it sent me over the edge, it sent me over the edge on Saturday. Like, I was ready to pull up. Because why? So yeah, that was just not fun at all. Father's Day coming up, he needed the attention. Well, he ain't gonna get it from me. Right after Father's Day is my birthday, and he's going to text me on my birthday, and he's not gonna get a response. When I tell y'all I don't text him for anything, I've actually not had a conversation with him, which was very brief. It was in person. It was when he was getting the rest of his stuff. That was probably, let's see, I'll be 34 this year, so it's got to be almost 4 years, 3 or 4 years. The only other brief conversation that I had with him was at a family function the New Year's after he moved out, and that was just because I showed up at my cousin's house like she asked. I didn't know he was gonna be there. I still would have went anyway. I don't give a damn. You ain't finna ruin my, like, I'm here, you know what I'm saying? But everybody was like, you know, all in the same area, so I'm going around hugging people, and I hear a "Hey Amber," and I didn't pay attention to the voice. I was just like, "Hey," and I'm just still going around giving hugs. And so I saw this person, but I just walked past them, and I went to give my cousin's husband a hug. And so as I turned, I'm like, oh, that's him. So I just looked him in his eyes, and I started walking past him, and he was like, "Your dad can't get a hug." Now, mind you, it's loud as hell in there, people playing cards, everything else. It's like milliseconds before he said this, the house got quiet. So I looked at him and I chuckled. I was like, no. And I just walked past him and hugged his brothers and kept it moving. So my sister was right behind me. And, you know, as she was walking past, now they had a much better relationship. But as she was walking past, he like grabbed her waist and was like, "Your dad can't get a hug." And she looked at him and said no, and did the same thing that I did. Basically, that was the last interaction that I had with him. I think I saw him at a store one time. At one time after that, and I saw him like in the meat aisle or whatever, and I was like, I think that's him. Like, I just know his stature. He was in my life every day of my life for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So I know what he looks like. And so I go to the self-checkout, and lo and behold, you don't ever really use self-checkout like that, but okay, buddy. So he comes into the self-checkout, and of all the empty registers, he comes to the one right next to me. I don't know if he thought I was going to speak, but I didn't. I got my bags and I kept it moving. And that's just that. I don't know what attention he wants, needs, but it's not my problem. Listen, old men can have kids. Just go have more kids, because the ones that you have don't want you. Just is what it is. I gotta call my bonus dad back though, because I'm gonna have a sit down with him at some point. Like, my mom has always encouraged that, like, because she thinks that it'll make me not be so irritable, which every time he texts me is not irritable, but stuff like that is irritating, because it's like, dude, he's what, 63? Like, at what point are you going to grow up and just grow up? At what point are you going to realize that there are consequences for your actions? Just let me know something, you know. But it's not going to get rid of my irritation. That's going to always be a trigger at some point. Like I said, sometimes it triggers me more than other times. But I really just need to sit down with him, say what the hell I gotta say. I'm still gonna be respectful to a certain extent, but I just gotta get certain shit off my chest so that he understands why it's a no for me, for good. I don't care if I have kids. I don't care, like, no. When they're in school and they start learning about grandparents and they ask me why they don't have a granddad, I'm going to tell them exactly why. And that's just that. That is just that. So I can't take this buy. I cannot believe that I have not. Oh yeah, I did take 2 losses. It's at 10:36. Oh, that was just 10 minutes ago. I'm not even really mad about today. Let me see, 640. -121. That's lower than my desired, and really it would be, oh wait, no, I really should be just down $35, because remember the trade right after I didn't take because I was so confuzzled as to why I had even lost that much money. So yeah, I'm not mad about today at all. It's gonna end up on that line, which I cannot take. And now the POC is not where I want it to be anyway. Oh, and I'm slow because it should look like that. No, but oh, I can't take the sell anyway. We started with a double top. I wonder if any of those trades I took earlier with the regular pullback had a double bottom, double top start. Kind of forgot about that rule. But yeah, y'all. The lesson of today is protect your peace. No matter who it is, what title they have or have had in your life, protect it. Protect it. pin bar. Just lost a trade like this earlier. I think I sat out of a trade that would have lost 2, and there's the loss. I don't know why I didn't solidify the pin bar thing last night, but I know I looked at it. I don't even think I wrote it down. But it's always been like I don't even want to say a sore spot, but like a questionable thing for me, so. I must have slept all kinds of wrong because the way my neck is bothering me. All right, we got 10 minutes. This is an interesting space. I'm not looking for this pullback here. I'm looking to see if we're going to create some kind of divergence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6. Yeah, so I should be just break even then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello. Hello? What? What's up? Nothing. What's up with you? Alright, y'all. I'm finna end it early. I gotta take an important phone call real quick. Let me hold on. Don't hang up. Give me a second. Let me show you guys the accounts real quick, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Basically ended up break even besides the stupid mistake that I made this morning with the first trade. So not too bad. Hold on, I'm finishing now. So yeah, this is where we're at. Kind of sucks, but I'm excited to go into tomorrow. Gonna finish my back testing and stuff, and then yeah, just look over those couple things that I need to make tweaks about, or tweaks for, and that'll be that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye.